It's just sad. Okay.
Can you hear me, Ben?
I can, yes.
Oh, good. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. How are you doing this morning?
Doing great. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Thanks for taking a little time to talk this morning and schedule a call with me. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah. Looks like you're out of the PA area. Is that right?
I am just outside of Philly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Banyan, we are located outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. So that's kind of our home, our headquarters, and where our operations is based out of. And so we've been doing work projects throughout the U.S. We are a commercial construction company, and we general contracting and construction management. And so I come across your application and you've got a lot of experience. It looks like primarily residential,
Yeah.
but a lot of times we find residential guys do pretty well transitioning into commercial construction just because of their more in tune with the high detail and that sort of thing. So just wanted to reach out and learn a little bit more about you and kind of see what you're currently doing and what you're kind of looking for in the future and what your kind of your scope of experience is within your tenure in construction.
Okay.
So
You'd want me to just fill you in on where I started and how I got going in this?
yeah, if you want to just go ahead and just jump in and share a little bit, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I was always, I actually started with this with getting into construction, and it was in the trade show business.
Okay.
So I started working in a shop that built cabinetry, and they developed a trade show business, and we built exhibits throughout the country, traveling all over the place, and setting up and breaking down and a numerous amount of different types of trade shows. And building exhibits for that. And then, it was unfortunately not a full all year round type of work. It was a seasonal thing. It was probably 6 months out of the year we were doing it.
Right.
So that bled into getting into the construction end of it. And it grew from there for the last 20 years. I've been doing that on and off with someone else, or now I've been working for myself
Yeah.
Since 2015.
Okay.
So it's all home remodeling stuff. It's decks, it's kitchens, bathrooms, basements.
Yeah.
I've been getting smarter, I hope, as time goes on, and subbing the majority of the work out. And
Right.
while still being there, but be able to run a couple of jobs at the same time. So
yeah.
but I did the hands-on thing for a lot of years and still do it. I love it. Um,
Yeah.
the whole thing is about getting the right subs and making sure that they have the same detail that I do.
Yeah, definitely. So, have you done any, been involved in any ground up projects? Have you ever seen any new builds?
Very few,
Very few. Okay.
very few. The retrofit stuff I've done, but never, not much of the ground up stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What all kind of retrofit stuff have you done? As far as remodels, what's like some of the most extensive remodels and things that you've done, or additions, or have you done additions and that sort of thing?
I've done small additions, nothing big.
Yeah.
Um, I've done right now. I'm working on a 2,000 square foot basement that was blank, and I'm doing a total finish on it right now. So,
Right.
um, I didn't have to pour any footings or anything for it, but I've done many projects where I'm pouring footers and everything else.
Yeah.
Where they're small additions. Everything from the ground up. I've done. I do every part of it: electrical, plumbing, framing, sheetrock. Um, so um, the majority of the stuff that I do is retrofit.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, Banyan, we one of our main client has been like a high-end salon, Sola Salon Studios. And we've kind of become the preferred general contractor for them, kind of that easy button for their franchisee owners. And so like 99% of what we've done with them has been tenant build out, tenant improvements.
Right.
You go into a shopping center, whether it was an existing store in the mall or a strip mall or a new one, we would go in and build those out for the franchisees, for the Solas. And we've also been doing construction management for a doggy daycare, Houndstown, that we've taken on. They're out of New York, but they're growing and adding franchises in various states, and so we've been the GC on those, and we've also the opportunity to have other GCs bid on those as well too. So some of those are a little more self-performing, hands-on, like working superintendents than the Solas. Solas are a little more, coordination of subs and scheduling and getting some
Right.
bids and bids from subcontractors when, a little further on down the road. But we try to get it set up as far as superintendent, as far as getting the main MEPs, the main subs lined out before the superintendent, site mobilization actually starts. And so, yeah, we're starting to do some ground up, but the majority of what we've done has been kind of tenant improvement, tenant build outs. And so, yeah, I was just kind of curious to kind of coincide kind of what all you've done when it comes to that. I mean, some of it's similar to, obviously basement refinishes and different things. And,
Right.
but with the salons, it's a little bit more, complex in the fact that it's not your typical salon where you go in and it's an open space and each stylist has their own booth. But excuse me, the way the Solas is set up is that it's, there's individual, it may have a 6,000 square foot space, and
Right.
there may be 30 individual studios in each of those, they fully enclosed, own doors, own sink, own, cabinets, chair. Each one of those stylists is like their sole proprietor of their business. And
Right.
so Sola kind of houses those stylists for their businesses. And so there's like, a lot of early on, there's a lot of concrete cutting and plumbing, rough in stuff, redoing the plumbing underground to get all that stuff ready. And so I was just curious if you've, had any experience with that, doing basement finishes, if you've had to run plumbing, do different aspects, kind of what all extent of those, because I know sometimes people finish out their basement for like a mother-in-law suite and do kitchens and different things in there too. So
100%. Yeah. I've done many different types of plumbing in basements, whether it's
yeah,
above ground, or cutting out the concrete as well.
yeah,
But I've learned that it's more efficient and easier to sub it out to to a guy that I've made contacts with a couple of great plumbers in my area
Oh
that I
yeah,
trust, and we
definitely.
have a good relationship, and everything just goes smoother.
Yeah,
So
yeah, awesome. Do you have any questions for me, Ray?
so
Um,
for this, is this position traveling throughout the country? Is this what does it entail?
yeah,
Or
it
basic?
is. It is yeah, it's a 95% traveling position. It is, we do have a lot of work in the Northeast and PA and, New Jersey and Maryland. And I mean, all throughout that, even Virginia down into that way. But yeah, we build in 28 states, down the East Coast, down Florida, throughout the Midwest, even Georgia and Texas and Arizona, and then West Coast as well too. We've done some stuff, California and Washington and Oregon and Colorado. So just kind of all over. But the majority of what we've done has been kind of the Northeast. It seems like somewhere in Philadelphia, there's always a solar owner wanting to build a new solar. So yeah, yeah. So we got quite a few that we got a couple really. Some of our big clients are kind of have those markets, so we've done a lot of building for them. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah.
Now, is that the traveling end of it? Am I with a crew, or is it just me going and getting, or your approved GC or subs in the area?
Yeah, the for the solas, it would be more so traveling as as a superintendent employee. We do have some like a list of a master sub list, that we create and ones that we've used within certain areas. Some of the subs that we've used, we built good relationships with, and they will travel to different sites and do a lot of that work for us, like like our electrician, and we've got a plumber that's done that as well too. In new areas, if we haven't built a lot there, then there may be needing to get establish some of those relationships. But like you were saying, you build that relationship with your plumber,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so you guys just kind of help each other along the way and keep business
And they know
going.
what
So
you they
they
know
know
what
you
you
and
want.
kind of know what to expect, and
Yeah,
especially with what we do, a lot of those subs have worked on the solas, primarily, so they kind of know
right.
they kind of know the ins and outs of it. So,
Sure. It's a
but
lot easier.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah. The solas are about 100-day build out is about what
Okay.
they are.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's like I said, it's by and large it's a traveling position. So it'd be on the road for 2 to 4 weeks at a time, depending on how far away you are from home. Honestly, obviously, but
Right.
it's good to try to keep subs closer to home, or superintendents closer to home as possible within a region, but doesn't always work out that way, because we may
Right.
have a job starting in Georgia or starting in Colorado, and we need a superintendent for. So that's when the next one that opens. So here we go,
Right.
kind of deal. So, but
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I do have a question for you. I was thinking about this when I seen your name. Um, do you have any connections with the Giordano's pizza company that's out of
I do not.
Chicago? You
I
don't?
do
Okay.
not. Unfortunately, no.
That's a check.
No.
That's a check. That's a strike against you right there, Ray.
I know it is. I listen. Trust me. I know it is. Unfortunately, there's quite a few Giordano's out there that are not the working stiff like me. There's the pizza, and they make a great roast beef as well.
Oh, dude. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
funny.
and in Philadelphia, we have this area that's been around for over 100 years. It's called the Italian Market,
Yeah.
and the main produce supplier down there is Giordano's produce down there, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you must be part of that family." I'm like, "No, no,
Yeah.
I'm glad I have to go out and work every day."
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Well, no. Yeah. So, um, what's probably your greatest accomplishment or project? What are you most proud of in your career?
I'll tell you that I can't say there's specifically one. I've gained so much joy out of sitting down with customer from day one. and
Yeah.
seeing what they want to get done and working together with them to make it right. And I think the biggest joy is the amount of work I've gotten off of word of mouth. Just the
Mhm.
fact that, people just are extremely happy with my work and can't wait to tell someone else, you got to use this guy. He's the best.
Yeah.
That part of it over the years has just brought me the most joy in what I do.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's cool. Trying to think if I've got any other questions for you. What do you feel as far as your thoughts on, being exclusively in residential experience, the consideration of commercial construction, retail? What are your thoughts as far as that?
I'm very
What that
comfortable with
might
it.
look for you, your comfort level, any idea? I mean, just kind of where you're at on that.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable with it. I've been in commercial
Yeah.
at time to time. I've helped out in some commercial areas,
Yeah.
doing retrofit stuff, just between some of the subs that I have that have needed help when I was younger doing this and said, "Hey,
Right.
you want to help us out doing this?" And just to get in that environment, and it's fine. It's it's really not that much different. It's just bigger and different product. It's a different level of product that you're using.
Right.
Um, so it's the same thing. I'm
Yeah.
very comfortable in that area.
Okay. You are you looking for something more of a kind of more of the hands off as well, not necessarily hands off, but like more of the coordination of sub scheduling, or are you looking for something where you could, potentially have a tool belt on, help out here and there if you need to? I'm just kind of
Oh,
gauging where you're.
I've always, I don't want to, if I don't want to just be the steady guy with hands in, and I'm doing that now. So I would
Yeah.
like to do the majority of coordination, but if it needs hands in, I'm in. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, cool. I appreciate you taking the time here. I don't remember, what did you have on as far as salary? I was just see what you salary requirements.
I didn't put anything down.
Negotiable. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I guess the only other question I have is, I know you're in business for yourself, and I've talked to a lot of candidates who've kind of been in business for themselves, but I probably know the answer, but why are you looking to make a change, as far as going to work for somebody else?
Well, I've done it. I've done it all.
Hmm.
I've done, and um, I like the steady income.
Yeah.
I like the, I've been lucky enough that I don't have to go crazy out there advertising or anything. Like, I do the social media stuff, but it's most of my work is word of mouth,
Yeah.
and that steady number coming in, I just rely on it and work off of that and not worry about what's coming next is a big relief.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. I guess before we hop off here, Ray, do you have any other questions for me?
No, it's pretty straightforward. I appreciate your
Okay.
time.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Will you be looking to start something soon, or what's your time frame looking like if you were to?
Um, well, I would probably need a few weeks right now because I'm on the tail end of this basement that I'm doing right now.
Right.
Floors down. I have to get a bar built and just do some finished plumbing, but it should take a
Okay.
couple 2 to 3
Okay.
weeks.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, I definitely appreciate your time, Ray. You have a good rest of your day.
You
Nice
do the
chatting with
same.
you. All right. Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Take care.